London Discourse. Today I have with me on the panel Miski, Maz, Akinzo and Johnny. And today we have an interesting discussion for you. I want to have a look at the pressures involved in marriage. You know, the pressure that young people face to get married in this society where marriages have become a sort of Hollywood style. And I feel that there are numerous pressures around in connection with young people. And today, the panel and I will be looking at those various forms of pressure to ensure that you don't get involved in such pressure. So, I want to look at the pressures, guys. Thank you very much once again for joining me. What are your views on this topic? Bearing in mind, especially within our community, within the African community, which I believe most of us belong to, there is that extra pressure to get married. We're seeing all these lovely, beautiful weddings, which are almost like Hollywood, Nollywood, Bollywood style weddings, and I feel that it's become a form of status. It's become an aspiration. It's become a mark of achievement. Not to say that it can't be. I'll give an example. I was at the hairdressers not too long ago, just before the new year, and this young girl was just saying she has an amazing feeling about 2018. It's going to be amazing. She's got a good feeling something amazing is going to happen to her. And I thought she was going to give me some information about this amazing feeling. I thought maybe she had a new job, she was moving to Dubai, she's exploring the world. And then I asked her and she said, one of us is going to get married. I was like, wow, praise the Lord. Just for the viewers, don't get me wrong, as I said, marriage is a natural occurrence. So I don't regard it as an achievement as such, because it's a natural progression. It's something we are placed on earth, especially if you believe in the Bible and Quran, etc. We're placed on earth to multiply and reproduce and get married. So to me, I find it as a natural occurrence, as something we should do naturally. So I was just quite surprised that this was her ultimate goal for 2018. So I may be wrong, but I'd like to discuss that with you guys. What was your view? I'll start with you, Johnny.
Personally, as a guy, I don't have it as hard as you guys do. I feel for you guys though. It's really unfortunate.
It's like a disease.
I don't feel the pressure, on me as a young black male. I've got other goals. My success in life is measured by other accomplishments and not the fact that I'll find a partner to get married to. No, ideally I'd want to get married at some point. Find myself a nice young lady. Get together, build a family, but that sort of pressure, I don't really feel. But I'll be honest with you, from time to time, it is in the back of my head when my aunties and uncles visit. Hey John, how's it going? Hey, so here's the wife now. You got a girlfriend, so all of that, but I just make sure it's just banter. I don't let it get into my head and start thinking, oh, what, I'm 26 now, what, should I be getting married? What, is my mom looking forward to having a grandchild? Nah, none of that. Nah. I've got other focuses in life. I've got other directions that I want to go into. And if I do get married eventually, hey, I hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
But that's for me anyway.
I think that's quite interesting. 2 points from what you said. The first one is around family. I have this experience all the time. Every time I meet up with it, I have a big family here, and every time we meet up, somebody's always asking, oh, where's our brother? And I'm like, my brother is at home, he's coming here soon. And they're like, no, our brother. I'm like, Grandma, which are our brothers? Because it's always like our brothers. So trying to make it look like, oh, who is that person? And I guess for me, it's like, as soon as I graduated, I started hearing, where's your brother? And I'm like, she'll be asking me, where's the job? Where's the house? Where's this? Where's the course? No, where's our brothers? And it got to a point I'm just saying, we pray, man. When God is ready, man. Whenever you're ready, keep praying to God. This I can give you a list of things you should pray for. If you're so desperate to have me to have a husband or something. And as a woman, yes, I do aspire to be married, but it's not something I'm going to be focusing on. I've got a career to worry about. I've got a house to worry about. I've got other commitment to worry about. So marriage is not necessarily, even though I'm getting older, and that is fine, but my age doesn't define when I'll fall in love with somebody, and necessarily doesn't dictate when I should be married to somebody. I could be 40 and still don't want to be married, or haven't met somebody to be married with. And I think the second point is around when you meet somebody. I think I'm guilty of this sometimes. As soon as a guy say hi, I'm like, okay, you know, is it that? Is it potential? You know, could I see myself going on? And I'm like, Miski, calm down. You know, he thinks I just say hi. He hasn't really said, can we go on a date? It's just hi. And I'm like, okay, could it be? And I'm like, God, you need to calm down.
Be the one that God sent.
Exactly. He started praying about it. I'm like, God, if he's in, let me dream about him today. And then when he doesn't come,
Wow, this is
no, I'm just like, oh, this is not him then. But I guess I do also feel the pressure from the other side. Like, now I do have a group of friends and we all like the same age, but now they're all getting married. Like this year I've got 2 weddings, one for which I'm bridesmaid for. And of course when I want to rejoice with them, say because make sure my bridesmaid is looking all of that. I want to make sure like Mr. Right is seeing all the things. You can't help but think about it. But just because I think about it doesn't mean I'm, you know, all my focus is on that thing. No, it just means okay, it's at the back of my mind, which means the fact that it's on my mind means I do aspire to be married, but it doesn't necessarily mean okay, if I don't get married this year, it's now a problem. Or if I don't get married this year, all my other accomplishments are nothing. So we just need to get away from this self-pressure rather than peer pressure.
I agree.
Definitely agree with what you said there.
Yeah, I think the issue is that a lot of people focus so much on it, and it's like they kind of idolize marriage, and they kind of see it as that's my main goal. If I don't get there, then what? You know? Because at the end of the day, not everyone's gonna get married. You know?
Yeah.
And
It's a real fact.
can you live and enjoy your life if you don't get to that stage of marriage? Because I think a lot of people, they kind of put their life on hold. They don't enjoy their singleness. Like, you need to enjoy your singleness. Literally, you really do. You need to enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's like the one time you're actually allowed to be selfish with your time, like your money. You don't have to be like, okay, can I spend this, babe? Like, no, like that's my money, so I'm gonna spend it the way I want to spend it. Obviously with certain limits, but you know. And I think a lot of people don't enjoy their singleness. They put their whole life on hold. And you know, me and my girls have done it at times where we're like, okay, I'm not gonna go and watch Lion King until Bae comes along, and it's just like next year, okay, where's Bae? You know, and it's like I can't, and I can't just.
Someone online quick.
You know, like I can take myself to watch Lion King. I can take myself to watch Lion King. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't have to wait for a guy to take me to the cinema, to take me to watch like I can go with my girls, and I think that's the main thing. A lot of people put their life on hold. They don't enjoy their singleness, and I think your singleness is so important to how, like, not necessarily how your marriage is going to be, but it's like the foundation. That's how I see it personally, and I think the way you kind of build yourself in your singleness is going to help you when you get to that point of marriage, you know. And some of my aunties even say rush in, rush out.
That is it.
And I think
That is
I say
so
rush
true.
into the marriage and then rush back out.
yeah, I mean that's not always going to be the case, but in a lot of circumstances when people rush in,
When you're not
When that
prepared.
happens,
yeah,
Oh,
do you know what I
yes,
mean?
I call
Like you don't build that
And that leads
foundation.
to cheating as well, because when you're rushing it, no, honestly, you didn't take your time to enjoy this thing. And
You don't
then
get
you
to
go
know the
and you start to
person.
see, you're like, oh man, damn.
Yeah.
I've had this experience where I think last year and the year before that I decided to start traveling. Before I always see traveling as a ways. And I traveled all the way to Malaysia by myself. And people are like,
Oh,
I
well
can't believe you
done.
do not holiday.
Yeah.
I was like, why not?
You need to enjoy
I was taking
life.
pictures. I would get people to take my pictures to show it
Yeah.
and stuff. Like I go clubbing alone sometime, and I went there. People are like, "Oh, where are your friends?" So I'm like, "Do I have to come out with my friend?" And they're like, "No." I'm like, at the end of the day, you have to be able, like you said, to enjoy your singleness,
Yeah.
and that means going on date alone, going shopping and spending your coins by yourself,
Yes.
going out, even like seeing guys and be like, "Oh hi, excuse me, can I get that please?" You know, you have to really take yourself up, be selfish, and it's also a time for you to build a
Build
relationship
yourself
with
as well.
God,
Yeah.
fix things in yourself,
That's
things that you
right.
aspire to in
Yeah.
marriage.
Character
Singleness is the time to fix those things, and if you can't fix it when you're single, then when you start having kids, it's not having a guy to be like,
Yes.
"Man, you have to take care of all of that, you have to take care of all of that." Do you think that's when you're gonna have time to do it?
That's the thing. I think a lot of people think they're gonna get into marriage and then everything's just gonna disappear. Like they're gonna be that perfect
It's always
person.
gonna be
You know,
two
if
different
you're
beautiful
lazy,
people.
you're gonna get married and you're not gonna be lazy again. No, you're gonna be lazy times 2. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Thank you.
So I think
But-
it's definitely, like you said, a time for building yourself and growing.
But for you guys that are deep inside the church, yeah, there is that added religious aspect about
That pressure,
you know,
yes.
that pressure, you know, from the pastor, from the elders in your church.
And your family.
It's just because, what's it called? Coming from an African
do.
background, we're so used to that marriage stuff, so everyone is always waiting to see that continue as well. For me, I don't really get pressure because obviously I've got a single mom and I've got my younger brother is actually married. you know, she's married. But, so that alone makes you think like.
Are you gonna get pressure?
It's always in the back of my mind, but at the same time, I'm just living my life, whatever happens, you know. So as long as someone is married and the family is doing fine, so I don't, you know, I don't really get any problem with it. And when you go to visit friends, you know, your friends just mention it. Oh, when they get married, you know, you're not getting any younger. And we discuss it, but I go home, I'm listening to my music and I'm back to my normal stuff. Yeah. So I don't really I don't like it to get into me, so I think when the time comes and yeah. But one other thing is the older you are, when you see someone that is ready as well, you wouldn't have to go. You know, when you're in your 20s, yeah, and you're dating someone to get married, you might be together maybe throughout uni, maybe a year or two. When you're in your 30s, you don't have to get to a year, probably 6 months. 6 months. When you're 40s, it's 3 months because both of you are like, so I think the older you are, when you see a lady that's actually ready,
and you know what you want.
Yeah. Would that be because you've enjoyed that singleness, you've prepared yourself?
You're more ready.
And you just,
and you know exactly. And I want to look at the other pressures, like, you know, peer pressure, for example. I feel like there's that type of pressure as well. You know, people's friends get married, all of a sudden people feel the urge, like, oh my god, I'm not at the right stage of my life, all my friends, or majority of my friends are married, I should be dating or courting with the view to marry. I mean, we should anyway. You know, what are your views on that? Peer pressure.
Well, fortunately, again, none of my friends are married.
For me, a lot of my friends are married, but I still don't. I just see myself as different. Like when the time is there, it's just, you know, sometimes I'm tempted to actually adopt a child so that we could be on the same level. You know, because that's not like the catch up with them, innit? Because they've got kids.
Oh, I see, because they got kids. So if you adopt a child, then you're like, pressure goes down.
Yeah.
Now you see, okay, similar to what he said, I think one of the only thing that probably drives me a bit more towards getting married is children, because obviously I want to have my child with a woman that I'm married to, and I'm looking at my clock, my time. Obviously, men can have kids at whatever age, innit? But I want to have mine at an age where we can kick a ball together. And I'm still kind of like young and able to learn.
Now, when you're 17, still taking your,
you know, so I'm thinking maybe about 30 is a good time to have a wife and then start, you know, having children. But then again, it might not happen.
That's it. You can't really put.
I can't really put that sort of pressure on me. But it would be nice to, you know, have a wife, have some kids before 30. You know, is that the age that most guys sort of like?
Yeah,
start
29, 30. Yeah.
29, 30. Yeah, that's
well, even that.
But I've seen some people got married after uni, 24, 25. Once you're done with uni, the next thing.
I've even have 21-year-olds.
Yeah.
But then again, like, after that, you was like thinking about building your career, you know, trying to, you know, go into employment.
That's the thing. I think a lot of factors will impact that sort of decision. For example, if you are someone who is studying a course with a view to progress in your career, it's not so easy to jump into a relationship. For example, let's look at certain fields that require further education. Law, medicine, engineering, architecture, courses that take forever, you know?
All your life.
You know, so sometimes it's not always so easy. So you're kind of focused on that. Perhaps it's the wrong focus. Maybe we do need to learn to have a balance. But for some people, because that's the goal, that's what they want. They want to be that lawyer, they want to be that engineer, so they focus on that.
The thing is, people are not even having low-key weddings anymore.
No.
You know, they're not going to the registry.
No.
To, you know, so I guess...
no, some people do, but for those that have got kids, I know a couple of my friends have got kids before they just went to the registry.
But I guess majority of what you see on like social media and that is like the big,
everyone's aspiring for a big
weddings aren't cheap, and especially like in the summertime, expensive. That's a house deposit, you know.
That is exactly what I say.
Trust me.
Honestly, I
don't want to think I'm hating on people.
No, of course not. No, because this is the thing here. Personally, I only speak from experience. For me, if I meet a guy today and the guy maybe is not well off, he's not like a millionaire or something, and he's just like struggling, amen, he could be a millionaire, who knows? But if you're just like struggling, I'm not struggling my career, but you know, we just, you know, building our careers, and you say, okay, let's get married today, and you said, okay, let's say for example, you said our budget is like 30 grand for the wedding. I would honestly say to you, I love you, but bring that money, let's go and get a house. I'm sorry, that is what I would do. I don't think you have to prioritize. Do you get? And if you can't prioritize before you're married, how are you going to prioritize when you're married? You know, if somebody comes to me, I'll be like, let's get a house, let's go and put the money for the deposit, do that, and whatever we have left, we can use that to get married. I don't mind you giving me like some cheap ass ring, and then in 2 years time,
when you say cheap, like what's cheap?
Okay, I'm not gonna. for me, I feel like the ring should come for the guy. Whatever he can afford, let him plan it and buy it. But I wouldn't want you to be spending like 10,000, 20,000 on a ring when we can use that money for a house. But once we have the house and you want to upgrade it, babe, you can upgrade it anytime, Dad. I want to be so heavy. I can't lift it. Do you get? But I do think when it comes to marriage and it comes to peer pressure and dealing with it, is a state of maturity. You have a 21-year-old who's matured far beyond his age, that he's able to get married and run a family. And you have somebody who is 40, they can't even make a decision on their finance, and yet they're talking about marriage. Babes, you're not ready for it. It's not about the age, it's about your maturity level.
Yeah, it's the individual.
The way you
The way you
think.
see things. Anyway, you need to spend time with yourself, like you said, know more about yourself before you go into marriage at that age. Because you're meant to explore, meet other people, you can't just, because if you stick to one person, well, I'm not saying you'll get bored of that person, but it's best you meet other people as well before you not set a, maybe 25, 26, say, okay, this person I want to deal with, Not where you get married and you start seeing other people, start seeing six packs. You're like, oh my God, where was this guy when I
And you
got
have one
married?
pack at
Why did I force myself on this guy? I didn't know there were other beautiful people out there.
Yeah, I'll totally agree with that, man.
But there is. I have an uncle who's a professional, and his parents, especially his dad, because the way he was raised is quite traditional, but his dad was constantly badgering him to get married. Now he was someone who liked women a lot, girls a lot, but his parents were badgering him to get married. So he went off and got married. But his dad's view was that by getting married, you become a responsible person, you become a responsible man. So that's what his dad wanted. So and that's the view of quite a lot of parents in African communities, especially in probably even Asian communities where you have that type of similar culture. They feel like by getting married, the man becomes responsible. He doesn't go out and sleep with various different girls. What's your view on that?
They do tell you all of that, but if you still want to do that, people still go ahead and do what they want to do. People are married and they still go clubbing. Normally, they still, because when you get married, it doesn't mean the next day things will change. It's still the same two people.
Yeah, exactly.
The marriage is just a ceremony.
All that's happened is there's been a wedding.
People that work, they don't care if you're married. You have to come back to work on Monday, or if you've got
Marriage
holiday or
doesn't
something.
change you automatically from your
Exactly.
It's still
family.
gonna
And
be
that's
the
the thing.
same.
That's what I was saying earlier. Like, I think there's certain things that you have to work on before you get to that stage. So, for your example, like, if he's got an issue with dealing with women, I mean, some people maybe when they have got married, that issue has gone. Like, I don't know. But for the majority of people, it's still going to be an ongoing struggle.
That's true.
So, I mean, why go and have to put yourself in the marriage and then deal with it within there and then potentially cheat on your spouse or, be dealing with these issues and going through the struggle when you could kind of get rid of that or try
just
and do it.
working on
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
yourself.
Obviously, it's not going to be easy, but at least try and work on it before you get to that stage. Even maybe while you're dating the person, just be trying to work on it rather than going into marriage and thinking, okay,
That's gonna
automatically it's
cure
going to go.
everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just going to make it worse. Like,
The biggest mistake, myth I've found a lot is that a lot of people think getting married cures loneliness. And that's the biggest
there's so many people that are
ever.
married and
People are
lonely.
empty.
A lot of people are married and lonely, you know. You would think no.
A lot.
No, you're laughing, but it's a serious
Is it
issue.
It's funny in itself.
It's a serious issue.
I think people need to distinguish between loneliness and being alone.
Being alone, it's two different
Different
things.
things.
They're
Yeah.
two different things.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean
Yeah.
you wouldn't have moments of loneliness. I think you could have moments of loneliness, but in terms of you being lonely all the time, then that's where the issue lies. But I won't say that you never feel lonely.
No,
You will.
I think it's your happiness
Comfortable.
should not depend
on someone else.
On some- yeah.
That you shouldn't, like you said, aspire to one day be married. Like, there's nothing wrong with aspiring, but when you start making it an idol where it's like,
Yes.
oh my gosh, I'm gonna die if I don't get married, like, no, you're not gonna die.
Which a
Look
lot,
at girls.
which a lot of girls seem
Yeah,
to
a lot of girls.
But then that's when you just end up getting with like someone that
Yeah, and
is
then
not
you
for
regret
you.
it as well.
Yeah, and then they'll like we're talking in the last episode about domestic violence. Like you start facing those issues, and then you just take it because it's like, well,
If I leave,
I won't be
you
single,
take me.
so I'm gonna stick in this marriage and take it.
stay in a married club.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time, way we think and reason and think about ourselves and how we spend our time also attract the kind of people we get as well.
right.
Because if as a woman, as a young woman, a lot of your time is spent on your physical appearance, and there is nothing wrong with that. Take care of yourself.
Yes.
But what is beyond that? What value are you? One thing I always say to myself, like, if somebody comes to me today and say, "Oh, babe, I think you're interested in Miski. Can I get to know you?" I'll be like, "Okay, listen, hold on, let me take my makeup off.
Do you still
Let's
think
have
I'm
a conversation." Because at the end of the day, at least I didn't.
No
Like, you can
surprises.
love all of this. But what happened when I become size 2 or I become size 20 or I become size 50? Are you still gonna love it? It's about what is in the core. The same thing with guys as well. Having a 6-pack is fine, and I think I used to make this.
Even
my
the beard.
friends
The beard's gonna go
laugh
one day.
about this. The beard's gonna go one day, you know?
Where did this beard,
No,
I was never a beard guy.
beard gang.
beard gang come from? It's
No,
just like
beard gang.
overnight.
Beard gang. But
It used to be like, you have to
can't-
get it. Oh,
Exactly,
it's gonna go.
It's
one
like
day.
a nice
Some
little
people
goatee.
actually even
Now it's
straighten
like
it
beard.
with the
It's straight
songs.
now.
yeah, you comb it.
Oh
innit?
my
A lot of guys
God.
comb it
And
now.
they make it long.
Yes.
Even straighten it.
But like you said, it's just another phase. It's
Yeah.
gonna go. You
It
know.
doesn't matter. It's what is inside you. What
Yeah,
is the
definitely.
core.
I think people need to focus on what's inside, and would you still like that person if, God forbid, like they had an accident, they couldn't walk? Do you know what I mean? Would you still like them? Would you still stay with them? Because I think that's the issue now. Like, a lot of people want to rush into marriage, but marriage is not necessarily easy. You know, the same way maybe singleness isn't easy. Marriage isn't easy as well, and things happen. Storms come. Are you going to be able to go through the storm and come out of it? And that's what people need to think about, rather than kind of just thinking about, I just want to be married and that's the end all situation.
Shotgun marriages,
Shotgun.
where we had a one night stand, unfortunately,
And
something.
then you
She's
gotta-
pregnant and then you have
she
to
got
marry
pregnant.
her.
And her parents are like some big Yoruba, family, and they're
Why
like,
Yoruba?
Why do you gotta be Yoruba?
Excuse me?
that's what gets in my head.
Okay.
And they're like, "Yo, John, you have to marry her now."
By force. By
you've
fire,
got
by
no
force,
You know what I'm
yes.
saying?
If you don't love
Even if you don't
her.
love her. And
That's hard.
then I'm at a crossroad now.
Yeah,
And
that's a tough situation.
it is.
Yeah, very
And it is
tough.
happening.
And there's no way love is gonna come, to be honest.
I can't learn to love someone, man.
It's never
Do you think
gonna
so?
work.
No, it's not maths, English, and science, man. Yeah. It's feelings and emotions and something deeper.
But in those
I think you can
situations,
learn to love somebody if you're determined to.
yeah, that's
That's how I feel.
Because
I think-
honestly, there are a lot of things you will not like in your partners, but it's about
Tolerance.
learning
Tolerance.
to not even tolerate. It's about
Patience.
learning to work with those things. It's like talking about your strength and your weakness. Just because I have some strength doesn't mean I don't have weakness. But by me understanding that weakness, I can find a way to make it a strength or to complement my strength,
I hear
and
what
that
you're
is where it
saying.
lies.
I hear what you're
But
saying.
if there's no love, I'm
You know,
sorry.
But that's the
earlier
thing, it depends
today-
what you see love
Yeah,
as, I guess.
exactly.
Yeah.
It depends what you see love as.
and sorry to cut in. There are actually the scenario that you pointed out. I have seen one or two circumstances where it has worked
Because
It is
they're trying to
working.
make
Of
it
course,
work.
yeah.
There's a child involved.
because
in
the guy believes he should take responsibility for what he did.
Does he really love her
But
then?
for his
You don't know.
Or
You
is
just
he
never
just-
know.
it
Is he
depends
just
on the
doing the
guy.
right thing? Is he doing the right thing?
Maybe he is doing the
We have
right
to
thing. I'm going to go back to your point because obviously I don't want viewers being offended or upset, but it's a very valid point. The fact that some people may choose to spend 30 grand, 40 grand on a wedding, and in your opinion, you would rather spend that money on something that's going to help the marriage, i.e. a house, etc. But there are genuinely people who want that beautiful Cinderella type wedding. That is their aspiration.
I mean, I do have like my very good friend and my sister. She's getting married very soon, and her wedding budget is even more than that.
Yeah.
But that is their budget. That is how they want to do their wedding, and that's what I wanted to say. Like that was in my opinion. And even though I said to them, I said, listen, like girl, if I was one, I'm just gonna take that money and use to do something else. But they also had plans already for that as well. So it's like
I
that's
see.
why I say it's
If you can
people's
afford it.
choice. That
Yeah.
is it.
Yeah.
If you can afford it, do it. But what I'm trying to say is this: don't go and have $1 million, £1 million wedding, and then be sleeping on the street, or then be squatting with your parents.
Yeah.
Like be reasonable,
And then you still
be
paying off the
economical.
debt till now.
Exactly.
Do people do that?
Yeah.
People still do it. They borrow
I know
money to
so-
get married. People do it, and I'm sorry,
Yeah,
you don't need
I
that.
think that's.
You don't
I think
necessarily-
Yeah, I
that's
know.
where the problem comes. Borrowing money for a wedding.
Yeah, loans.
It's not really necessary. it's not
I
really.
know, it's just.
It's not really necessary, but I think this is another form of peer pressure. It's social media
Sometimes
pressure.
you can break away from it for me
Pressure.
because I don't have that pressure, so I might just have a simple wedding. invite a few friends and that. I don't really have to
But
do
don't,
that.
but don't you think we have social media pressure now? Everyone has to
It
outdo
depends
the last
if
wedding.
you absorb that, because
why do
I
you
don't.
have
I see all those beautiful weddings. I like them, and that's it. I'm moving
it's
to something
pretty.
else. Yeah,
I love
lovely,
it.
That's
But
good.
if I can't afford it,
Not
then I'm
everyone's
not
gonna get
force
married. Not
myself
everyone's
to
gonna
do it.
have kids. Not
That's
everyone
it.
is gonna drive. Not everyone's gonna own a car. So
But the thing I was going to say is this, like, you might wish, like, okay, like the way I'm thinking now, okay, I always use the money for something else, but your partner might have a different view.
Yeah.
Your partner might say, I'm not going to do that, that's you talking.
Yeah.
Me, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. And that is why it's important to discuss these things
At the beginning,
in the courtship phase. You need to iron things out. You need to talk about how you're going to get married. How are you going to afford to get married? What are you going to do after marriage? Because a lot of the time, and I'm sorry to say this, we put so much effort into the marriage on the wedding day, but we forget about the marriage.
Yeah.
We do, instead of it to put all that effort in counseling,
Yeah.
in going to people like financial planners, getting
Yes,
some things
yes,
in place,
yes.
going to childbearing, like going to lessons on things that will impact you in marriage. No, it's all about the wedding day. It's all
Yeah.
about the 20 feet gele and 20 feet. No, honestly.
What is
there's
it,
no
Ashra?
steak
Actually,
Yeah, I think that's the concerning part
and
for
the
me.
souvenirs. All you're gonna give out to people if it's
so
free
iPhones, so what do you know, like
rooms, what's it called? So many.
That's
funny
like live
things they
within your
give out.
budget. That's it.
Saying that though, yeah, I want a bum ass
Buckets.
honeymoon.
that is
what
it.
the
I'm
Because basically the wedding is like for the guests.
Yeah.
Everything you're
People that
spending
some,
is.
well, African weddings anyway. A lot of the people you don't even know them.
You don't even know that. People just
Like
start
your
out.
honeymoon, it's just you and Bae. You know.
You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Time to
And
like
you can go and
For me personally, it's the honeymoon and the home.
The marriage,
home,
yeah,
yeah.
and the
the
marriage,
home,
yeah.
the investments for the kids and stuff like that. But everyone's different. As usual, we can't cover the entire topic in one show, but I take it and I hope that you did get the gist of the message. And I hope that you can take away some of the issues that we've spoken about. If you do have any comments or if you've been affected by this topic, please leave your message in the comments section. And don't forget to subscribe to the Mobile Talk Show, London Discourse.